What's up, y'all? I'm back. Been running around in these stores trying to get my Thanksgiving situation together. I swear, for God, I said I wasn't gonna do it, and here we are again. Anyway, I'm done. I don't have nothing else to pick up, so I'm just gonna, chill here with you and talk about some things. So let's talk about Ready to Love, Season 1, Episode 6. Here we go. Oh, you know what? Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and child, I got lipstick. Y'all don't let me go through all of this whole video with lipstick on my cheek. Anyway, that's what I get. I like it though. Anyway, Ashley is recapping her date, and she's being all saucy and telling Tamika with this freaking fan how irritated she was because she felt like she didn't even really get a chance to talk much. Because I guess Stormy was just really doing so much to entertain this man, Kirsten. Um, she said when she got to the date, Stormy was dressed up like she was the one going on a date. And she's like, sis, what she say? She said, you big, you fine, but I need all the attention to stay on me. Ashley, this is some weird shit, and it's annoying as hell because first of all, we know now, and you knew then that you and this lady wasn't cool like that. You out here talking about this is like my life. This is not a game. This nigga Kirsten is not your life. He don't even like you that much. And I need you to like pay attention. And I feel like you have. But rather than and this is the thing, Ashley. Ashley is beautiful. She's got a bubbly personality. She has definitely, aside from, her being like so needy to constantly be the center of attention, um, she do like still need to work on herself. And I think, we all say that, like we all don't need to work on ourselves. Everybody has a thing, I'm sure. Being in a relationship is so hard because now you have, out here trying to blend two different individuals, two different personalities, staying on a path of partnership, whatever it is, you signing up for. Some people are contracted to matrimony. That's what this girl said that she's looking for. But right now, she can't get through a few dates. And whatever Stormy was doing, it shouldn't even matter because she ain't you and you ain't her. I'm just saying. And if Kirsten was interested in you, then that really wouldn't even be a problem. You know what I mean? I just feel like Ashley is showing up as a real hater. Um, this Stormy lady is an international DJ. I ain't really looked on her page or nothing, but the people said that this is how this lady dresses all the time. I'm not going to talk about the stupid blue dress. I didn't even find it to be that damn flattering, to be honest. It was just some regular freaking blue dress. I don't know what what Ashley wanted her to show up as, but the reality of it is this lady is not your friend. She flew in here from wherever she came from. Atlanta, is that where Ashley's from? She flew in here from Atlanta, came through to do a show on her way out. She wasn't even a stick around enough to stay there and finish the conversation. So there's people that have come out and said Ready to Love reached out to them and they declined because they didn't know, what these people were going to be up to because they be being shady. That much is true. But Stormy did it. She's, promoting herself. That's what she was there for, Ashley, to promote yourself. No, she was not there for you. And I don't know why you expected her to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? So this is not your life. This was this lady coming through. And if Kirsten, the fuck, if Kirsten liked you, first of all, you wouldn't have felt like no third wheel. You wouldn't have been left out of the conversation. I don't think you were left out of the conversation. I think you definitely checked out of the conversation because in your mind, big, beautiful Stormy, and then them little digs are also like unnecessary. You called this lady big. You said her body was new. Like you were just being real shady, like not in a way that was very much like, I mean, with everything that has gone on in this last week, dear Lord, in the, you know, social entertainment sphere, it's so sad, Stormy, that you would like attack this girl for no freaking reason, really. We got niggas out here like doing the most. And I know this is a little off subject, but it's just like a little disheartening. And then that ain't got nothing to do with Ashley. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, why are you out here tearing this lady down for this nigga? Really? That sucks. It sucks. And I'm gonna say it's probably not that accurate. I mean, I feel like, Stormy got a personality. That ain't her fault. So do you. And that's the thing. You've been dancing and jiggling and being all kind of extra like you usually do, but all of a sudden this lady shows up in a blue dress and you can't get a word in edgewise. Okay, girl. Tamika called her out. Tamika's like, girl, you I'm not trying to call you insecure, but you acting insecure. That's basically what she said. Like, you are every single time bringing up other women on these dates, and it's unnecessary. Because to be honest, even with Kirsten, who's kind of whack, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, somebody like it, I suppose, but pause, y'all. Anyway, even Kirsten, when y'all were on your mixology date, was like, why are we talking about Zadia? Like, he went out with Zadia. Did he think she was pretty? Yeah. Was Zadia for his bullshit? No. So he really, on to the next. But you were an easy shot there, Ashley. As much as you were on the other, where were you at? Crystal XL, talking about how you're going to give a man his flowers. And I've told my brothers how handsome they are and all that and all that. Well, and keep doing your thing then, girl. See how it works out for you. Because so far from where I'm standing, and it ain't great. Tell you asking him about Zadia for. Like, it's one thing to bring up the date and be like, how is that? Is that weird? Like going out with on a date with people that live in the same house and, however. But, you wanted to go on. You said she was beautiful. She said this. Like, everything that Zadia told you about her date, you went back and told this dude. So your date wasn't about you. It was about her. Now you over here losing your damn mind because this lady then went down to the stone blue dress. Woo, to come on TV and look her best. And I mean, to be honest, she looked all right because I remember back in her season, she was more like, I guess the wig just threw me. Stormy, had the shaved head and stuff. And I'm not expecting her to like have her same hairstyle, but I just really didn't see what she was giving that was having you so intimidated, girl. It just wasn't even all that. Um, It's so funny when she said that lady was, what she call her, big? You big and fine? She called her big and fine. And Zadia and her friend, I forget her friend's name, but the look on their face was like, oh, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So, Tamika was just asking her basically, do you think it's your insecurities that come into play when you go on these dates? Because, like I said, she's always bringing up other women on the dates. And Ashley said, her insecurities are a little steep. They really a lot steep, Ashley, because I would be concerned as a man. Like, how are you going to act like if we are in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to set you off? What little thing am I going to do on a daily basis that's going to make you feel some type of way? Tamika asked her, this had me so irritated. Tamika asked her if Stormy was hitting on her man or if it was just that, you didn't want her there because you felt like the attention was on her. And Ashley said, she said she felt awkward. She said, I mean, you look good. I want all my friends to look good, but if it's my moment, let me have my moment. Tamika said, did Stormy do anything to make you feel like she was hitting on this man? And your response is still about this freaking dress she had on. So then what did she do? Not put on her clothes, not be overdressed because she thought she was going to dinner. I mean, who gives a shit what she had on, to be honest? She was gone on TV. So, it was what it was. I personally preferred the pink outfit she had on at the house, but it is what it is. She wore what she wore, and you still didn't answer the question. Was she hitting on the man? Because she said she was single and asked the man if he had any brothers. Is that it, girl? This actually just had me like my blood pressure was just ready to go through the ceiling with her. Child. Um, let's talk about who goes and who stays. I'm gonna start with I had these notes a little mixed up because I wanted to end with Ashley, but okay, so now the ladies need to go ahead and let these guys know who gets to stay and who has to go. Sharif and Keith. Sharice just tells Keith that, they're not compatible. That is true. And so there wasn't really much to say about it. He smiled and said, I get it. But he was in his feelings a little bit. I saw him. Who was he interviewing with? He interviewed with Crystal too. I wasn't feeling him. He was very much like, uh, yeah, not Sharice. I ain't even mad at her for that. She was very kind, which is strange. Like she's being very nice. And yeah, that's different for her. I guess, at least we know she got it in her. Um, but yeah, she told him goodbye and walked him to the door. Um, Zadia and Cameron, we know Zadia likes Cameron. She did not feel any connection with Dylan. Dylan was a 31-year-old teacher who, really had nothing in common with her. Zadia says she wants to make sure that Cameron has time for the relationship. I think that's a valid question. I don't know what her expectations are versus what he's able to do. When you're not in a relationship and you're free to do things whenever you want, then it's an adjustment when you have to consider another person. And basically, he's up for it. He said it's hard, but he's enjoying the journey. He's only, what, 34, 35, you know what I'm saying? So he's learning it. And at this point, like I said, he's a doctor and has a photography business that he's referred to as global. So, that means he's putting in work. I ain't looked up none of his credentials either, but I don't have no reason to, you ain't a liar until you a liar. So for all intent and purposes, he seems busy, especially as a pharmacist, But like I said, he's open to it. In his mind, like if I find the right girl, the one that's gonna make me wanna make some time for her, then I'll figure that out. And I think that's what relationships are about. They're both kind of at an age where you're gonna be grinding in order to, be at a certain level in the next phase of your life. So I don't think that's a deal breaker. She keeps him around. Of course, he asked her to lean on in and give him a little kissy poo, and she finally kissed him on TV. So she was really getting ready to sit up there and act like she didn't want to kiss him on TV. Girl, we know you kissed him. Go ahead and do it. It was cute. When Zadia and Cameron are together, it's a whole lot of smiling. Like, I feel like they like each other. Regardless of what happens here, I feel like, that's going to be her guy. They're going to be cool. Vernisha and Jabari. Vernisha, she's very kind to Jabari. She's pretty much leading with all the nice things and the reason why she does like him. They have a great vibe. They have a great energy together. Then she points out the differences, like the structure and how rigid he is, and the freedom to not be having you expect me to be at home by 5 o'clock cooking dinner. That sounds really weird. I don't know. She definitely feels like her and Tabari have a more similar lifestyle. Don't. He ain't the one either, but this is the thing. Renisha was very emotional when she had to get rid of Jabari, and that's why I thought it was time for him to go, because at the end of the day, you keeping him around, it's just going to be harder to say goodbye, child. And it's time to say goodbye. Vernisha, this is the thing I think is weird because she says she needs freedom, like she does different events and things of that nature. And I feel like people are putting it in the perspective of Bernice should just be out here in these streets partying and doing, and and that's not what that is. I think what Bernice is saying is that first of all, her kids are at an age where she's got a little freedom. She's been probably under a certain type of restriction, or at least having to worry about who's gonna pick up her kids from school, what getting home and making sure they have dinner and all of that stuff. She's a mother. That's why she says she's a homemaker. But I also think, because I'm a hairstylist, I know that there's no such thing as 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? You might go in and think you're gonna be done by noon and end up being there till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, depending on what the project is and how you run your business. And so if this dude is home waiting on her to cook and she didn't already tell somebody, yeah, you can come on through, or if she has an event, I just don't feel like her saying that she's doesn't have a structured 9 to 5 situation. I don't think that she's living her life the opposite of that. She's in her 40s. I don't think she out here partying and stuff. Y'all got it confused because Bernicia out here being luscious. It's luscious now. I don't know if I would be able to do it, but I ain't working with what she working with. So I can't say how I would handle it. Just, I'll get off of Bernicia. Um, Jabari said he's disappointed because she doesn't think that she saw what was right in front of her. Yeah, she does. And then she didn't say it was something bad. So take it easy, Jabari. She did not say it was anything bad. She just said it wasn't really a compatible situation. Like at some point, I feel like Bernicia didn't say this, but I'm saying this. I feel like all the sexual energy that is Bernicia, I don't think Jabari can handle it. I think he really thinks she's gonna be at home um cooking dinner for him, and the next thing on the list would be like calm it down, put your titties away. And I would say again in Bernicia's defense, a single you is not dressed the same way in a relationship you is, but she gonna keep on being her sexy self. So um y'all get off of her on that. But I just feel like he couldn't handle it. I feel like he's enjoying it as while he's on the catch, but I also feel like he would try to take it down, because he's looking for somebody to go have on the rent. He said that. I didn't. That's what he has said. It's cool. It's all good. I don't think she needs anybody to go have on the rent. That ain't what's going on over there with her. Ashley. So Ashley sits down with Kirsten. And right away, she starts trash talking Stormy, talking about, I just like the thing that bothered me was that, she mentioned that she was single. And I'm like, what does that have to do like with me? Because that's how animated she is. She can't sit damn still. Did I say Ashley sit still? Ashley, sit still. Damn. Um, I just hate that she tries to act like this lady tried to hijack her date because then she looks at this nigga and says, but you played it off very well. If he played it off so well, then why did you feel like you were a third wheel? If he was playing it off so well, then why didn't you get a chance to have any conversation? Why didn't you get a chance to talk much? Because if Kirsten was interested in you, he would have made sure to deflect to whatever this girl was saying that had you all been out of shape, then he would have, deflected to you, Ashley, because if it was you he was interested in, and I don't think him and this girl were interested in each other either. I think they probably were just talking shit. She don't want that man. Girl, that's only you. Um, Then Ashley goes into this whole self-therapy session. I've just been like working on trying to put myself first and realizing I'm worthy. And because that's sexy, Ashley. I don't want to be forcing this man to love me. He's like, yeah, yeah. He ain't saying nothing. He doesn't have to because all of the words that she couldn't find over there to date, well, she got them all now, child. She won't shut up. She's just going in, about all her emotional instability and things. Um, at the end of the day, she said her blind date, he had too much baggage. That's how she introduced that she wasn't about to say, he didn't have too much baggage. Girl, the nerve of you talking about somebody's baggage. He was out of a relationship for a few months now. I didn't like him either, Ashley. And I would have preferred you say, nah, he wasn't my type. Like he was nice enough or whatever, but I ain't interested. Because that's what it was. When he referred to himself, when he showed up himself talking about he was a boxhead ass nigga. She didn't say it, he said it. So no, we don't want that. We don't want a boxhead ass nigga in case we do decide to have children and they come out with little box heads. I'm just saying. Um, He said, I don't blame you for Stormy's flirting. She could have left Stormy out of this conversation. Tamika just told you that you have a tendency to be bringing up other women. The whole time you're trying to explain to this man why you want to keep him around, you still talking about Stormy. Why? And you don't blame him. He's blameless. Nothing he did in that moment bothered you. It was just all her. She was just sashaying around with her blue dress on, making it about her, telling people she's single. Jesus, the nerve. Ashley looks at this man and says, our energy is unmatched. Ashley, what planet are you on? What energy are you talking about that's unmatched? The energy where you do all the talking and he sits there and goes, uh-huh, uh-huh. Then she starts talking about being exclusive. How many days is this? 3? She wants to, know like if he wants to like work towards only dating her and him dating you, and it's just being a one-on-one, and and he swerved the conversation. He didn't say nothing about being in one-on-one. He was like, yeah, then that dress is killing it. Didn't answer your question. You know, give this girl a compliment. She'll eat it up. And she did. It was like a shiny thing happened. He talked about my dress. And what did she do? Bat them daggone eyelashes and waving them damn fingernails around. And so we know she keeps him. The child. She leans back. She calls him in with her nails. They look at each other all close. She goes in with the chin, and he gave her a kiss. And she looked, before she got the kiss, she said, oh, you gonna kiss me this time? You know what? And holding on to the back of his head, I was like, what does he do to deserve any of this? Any of it? And I remember last week when they had their faces all together and it was the swerve. Somebody swerved somebody. And I was like, did he swerve her? And I almost was like, I think he swerved her. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last video, but I was like, I think he swerved her. This time she came in and she was like, oh, you're going to give me a kiss this time? I was like, uh-huh, he definitely swerved her. He didn't even want to really kiss. He just did it because he's like, I mean, I guess I should kiss her because she's keeping me around and I do want to come back again. He needs a stylist. He should have talked to somebody about them stupid ass outfits. I don't know why Ashley is so gone over this nigga because his personality is, I mean, unmatched, I guess, child. Who am I to say? I don't know, child. Tamika is throwing Zadia a rooftop party for her birthday. So the premise of the party is all the dates get to come. You can invite the new date, the blind date, the keeper, everybody can come. So now they're going on blind dates. Zadia goes on a date with this guy, Darius. Darius is 31, and I think 31 is just too young for Zadia. She's more mature, more got her shit together. Yeah. I mean, when you're 30, you're just getting it. Unless you got like some high school. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like 31 is just a little too young for her. At least the 31-year-olds they have been showing her. Zadia likes Cameron. She's not interested. She's just not interested. She's kind of tired of dating guys that she's not interested in because she really likes Cameron. And Cameron really hasn't had any competition to sway her otherwise. So I mean, this guy wasn't bad looking. Zadia can't hide the fact that she doesn't give a shit, though. It was kind of unfortunate for young Darius. Darius said he's a photographer and he went back to school and he works in critical care. He sings very nice. She was like, it's a lot of photographers in New Orleans, child. Then she gonna say, I already got somebody, a photographer in the medical field. I don't need another one. Well, I mean, he seemed nice. He has a nice job, nice personality, not her type. Um, so she wasn't really interested in nothing he had to say. She said, what's your ideal woman? And he said, peaceful and respectful and a team player. And she was like, respectful like how? And he's like, I mean, like if you out in a restaurant, like basically somebody that treats people nice, not, she was like, oh, not loyal. Girl, his answer was his answer. Why are you trying to change his answers? Now she's just acted irritated. I felt kind of bad for him. She didn't ask him no questions, not really, besides that. And she basically was like, let's just put a pin in it. I don't really want to know nothing else about you. What I want to do is go back to the house, take off these clothes, waiting on Cameron to get off of work because we're going to talk or, meet up in the car, whatever her and Cameron be doing. I'm not mad at Zadia, but I do feel like, Zadia, you signed up for this. You can't be being mean to the people. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. You came over here. Other people said no. You said, yeah, now you got to do the job. Sharice goes out on this date with this dude named Danzy. Danzy showed up in a suit now. And you know how Sharice liked her suit. So she wasn't mad at Danzy. Danzy is a 44-year-old pharmaceutical sales. He specializes in rare diseases. Anyway, they have a lot in common. They both like to travel. Greece is on both of their bucket lists. This Denzi is nothing like what's that man? Keith. Keith was attractive. That's about it. Denzi not as attractive as Keith or Mizell. But I don't think that's Sharice's thing. Like she's not just, and I mean, it shouldn't be because Lord knows, cute can only get you so far. But she's definitely not that. She's not out here look tall. If he ain't tall, not she gives everybody a chance. She's down to the what do you want to do? How much are you trying to spend? And he was here for it. She admits that she's a lot, and he's like, he good with it. He ain't, worried about that. I mean, based on, I'm not gonna say it. Some people just have to be nicer than others. To be honest, though, like it really seemed like they enjoyed each other. Denzi was, she had her laughing, and the conversation was good. And Cherie love a good conversation, child, because she don't really have much to say. Anyway, the date went good. She liked him. So Ashley goes out with this 35-year-old high school principal. High school principal at 35? What y'all got going on over here in New Orleans? Is everybody 35? I haven't seen a high school principal. Ooh. Just the way these men be out here, I don't know if it's good to have this young man over here at the high school because these girls be looking grown as hell, but that's a whole nother subject. This man is showed up, and I'm not judging, but I'm just saying that's a young ass high school principal. He said Ashley had very vibrant energy. I thought that was nice because he's the first one that really complimented her. Her man Kirsten didn't say nothing nice about her. He said she was crazy, but he liked her kind of crazy. And he liked her dress. And Ashley got a stanky walk, so she's throwing all the guns out there. He said he doesn't have any kids and he doesn't care about having them, and she's on the same page. Like, it's not a deal breaker for him. Like, he's not out here, feeling like if I don't have a kid, the world won't be right without my seed. He said his last relationship was in 10 years, and of course that's an issue for Ashley. And I'm like, he's 35. So that means from 25 to 35, he's been out here doing what, people do. I feel like that's what he should have been doing, like out here having situationships. And now he's 35 and he's got, a real job. Like, being a high school principal is definitely not something that's a good thing to have on your resume. So, and I have respect for people in the educational field. I don't know why that's an issue for her child. He said he was in situationships, but from 25 to 35, I think that's what you're supposed to be doing, especially if you're pursuing your career. But of course, he ain't her type. He's kind of a nerdy, not a bad looking guy, but kind of nerdy. He had Tweedles in his hair. Ashley like a bald head. It ain't a whole lot she could do with some Tweedles because she need to be putting her claws all up in your skull and stuff. So we know what's gonna happen with that. And okay. Anyway, let's talk about Venetia. Venetia met Cantrell. He's 39. I don't think so. Cantrell. He seemed nice enough, but he's a social worker and a basketball coach, and he seems like a nice guy, but I just don't see him with Venetia. I feel like he's not grown enough. And it don't have nothing to do with his age. I think it has more to do with, I don't know. I just didn't see it. But this is the thing. Venetia is very nice to everyone. They had a great conversation. He has 2 children. He said he shares custody. That's important because I don't hear a lot of men say it that way. When you say shared custody, that means these kids is with me part-time and with their mama part-time. But he's a high school coach, so it doesn't surprise me that he would be involved with his own children. They both talk about how their parents have been married for many years, and they have a good vibe. Like I said, he was definitely a nice guy, and Venetia is a nice woman. So the conversation, he had good conversation, to be honest. So we have this little conversation with Ashley and Zadia, and Ashley comes in there. Zadia is trying to pick out her outfit for the party, and Ashley, of course, got to dance around the room and booty shake and whatever it is that Ashley does, because one thing Ashley is not going to do is sit her ass still. She says she's been talking to Don every day and she wants to invite him to the party, and of course Zadia is like, of course I want him to come to the party. I like Don. And Zadia doesn't like Kirsten because she knows he's a fuckboy. But she don't want to hurt Ashley's feelings. Ashley told her they kissed, and it was just so magical with Kirsten, but haven't heard from him in the last couple of days. That's just how he playing her, to be honest. But she wants to invite both of them to the party so that she could get both of the focus on her. And she said, 2 attractive men, 1 party, let the games begin. Ashley, you don't need to be playing no games. Because you can't win, child. So anyway, the ladies look beautiful. We're at the rooftop party. The guys start arriving. Tabari, Menzel, Denzi, everybody there except for Don, Kirsten, and Cameron. Cantrell and Venetia are having a little conversation. I think Cantrell is very uncomfortable with the cameras because it always seems like he's looking up at the camera, and they have to take the thing off of him because he ain't supposed to be, he's not comfortable in this environment. Tabari is a restaurant manager. That's what they do. They go around hosting things. So while they're sitting there having a conversation, and it's clearly very hot up there because poor Cantrell's, he need a whole prayer cloth, all the sweating he doing. But Tabari comes through with a plate for Venetia, and he throws this dude off because I guess he thought he was invited to a party. He didn't know he was gonna be invited to a party and then have to pursue this lady who's already very intimidating, I'm sure, and not her personality, just because she's Venetia. I think he thought he was gonna come up there and like have another little date with Venetia, and then he ran into Mr. Tabari, the guy of the hour. But like I said, he's a restaurant person. Restaurant people are used to like finessing and talking and socializing. That's their job. Venetia likes the energy with Tabari, but she thinks he jokes a lot. I think he jokes a lot too. I don't know that they've been in a setting to have a regular conversation, but he does seem to kind of, he seems to have kind of a jokester personality. At some point, you want to have something like a real conversation. You can't always be clowning. He sat up there, asked her to leave with him. She's like, I can't leave, fool. That's mean. So Cam is not there yet, and Zadi is starting to be in her feelings, but he did tell her that he had to work. So she did know, like, it's not like he just didn't show up. He said he was coming, but he had to work late. So I guess she's going to have to see how that's going to be. I wish he would have sent some flowers, though. I wish he would have done some kind of gesture just to be like, I'm not there, but, I'm thinking about you, because she's that kind of girl. She needs that kind of attention. Donald is there, but Kirsten is not. So Ashley's not gonna get to pit these men against each other. One thing I have learned in my big old age is Ashley being in the middle of a sword fight. Being in the middle of a sword fight is never usually about you. It's about these two dudes that are kind of like bossing up on each other. So I feel like it would have been a waste of time, or not what you thought it was going to be anyway. And Kirsten don't care. He would have just probably went to go talk to somebody else. He didn't care enough to show up, so I guess we'll never know. Dawn walks in and spins her around, and she has a whole Cinderella moment. Girl, for somebody who was trying to talk about you having your moment, you sure didn't mind stepping all over Zadia's moment. This is her birthday. Her man is not there, and you got this dude spinning you around in the middle of the room. And oh my God, it was so dramatic. And you got your hands around this. She almost touched that head, child. She like her bald head. That's why I know that this dude is not going anywhere. This Kirsten. Because technically Donald is not in. Kirsten is in. She brought Donald on the side because they still talking to each other. And he feeding her all the attention she needs. I still think Donald's on bullshit. Y'all think he's nice, I guess. Some about him ain't right with me. Sharice has Mizell and Danzy at the party. And so, she having no problem spreading herself, but they weren't, requiring anything of her. I wonder why that is, Sharice. Maybe it's because you're kind of boring. Anyway, Danzy likes you. He's tipsy as hell. He's so tipsy that he's drunk. He's just sloppy. That's what he is. And it's embarrassing. And so Danzy, the pharmaceutical special, what is it? Disease doctor, pharmacist, salesman. What's your title? Danzy. You can't be out here in these streets like that. I feel like if somebody goes to a party and carries on like that, like the whole time he was drunk, he was pouring drinks. What is your limit, my nigga? I feel like people who go out and get drunk like that, they are drunks. So you can expect that Danzy probably gonna come home from work and be drunk and stupid all the damn time. So, she peeped it. Meanwhile, Mizell is over there smooth talking his way into forehead kisses. Now, Miss Don't Touch Me on one hand is over here laid up on the couch with this man with his kisses on her forehead. Huh. She like Mizell. She think he cute. Everybody has a date with Zadia. I feel bad. Because she didn't like that other guy anyway. Like, it doesn't help to have somebody there that you're not feeling when the person that you want to be there is not there. So she said, if Cam don't show up, that's it. He's out. I feel like, be careful, Zadia, because he told you he had to work late. And so maybe you should just pause on that just a little bit. Next week, Vernisha is in the kitchen and she tells Sharice that Mizell asked for her number and he'd been texting her. And Sharice was like, really? Because he hasn't been texting me. Now, this is what I want to know. Because I like Vernisha. But why she give him her number if he came there with Sharice? And you've seen Sharice laid up on the couch with that man. So I'm curious about that. Like, what was you saying to him? Why did you give him your number? Now, is that what Stormy did? Did Stormy do all of that? And we're not going to compare what Stormy had on that blue dress to Vernisha's clothes. And I like Vernisha. I'm just saying the judgment is real weird over here. So we're going to see how that plays out. I mean, surely Mizell can't maneuver that way, Mr. Boombastic. Ashley confronts Kirsten about not showing up, but then she has a conversation with Donald and she said, tell me something about you that I don't know. And he's like, I told you I was married, didn't I? No, you didn't. And I feel like you didn't tell her because the question was, tell me something about you that I don't know. So if you went straight to I was married, what were y'all talking about all day, all night? Because you've been talking to Donald every day and every night, and he never mentioned that he was married. So now you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna choose Kirsten. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna keep him around. She's gonna say, I mean, it wasn't my birthday, so I understand. I just really feel like in the future, moving forward, if you have something come up, just communicate that with me because we have a connection at this point. I'm just being Ashley because I know that's how that's gonna play out. We'll see what she do with it, y'all. In the meantime, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with Huntsville after this. Bye, y'all.